What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 203, and we start today's episode off with a game against Stoke here away at the Britannia Stadium. Now, of course, taking on Stoke last season, this was the fixture that was our first game with Arsenal. The first game we came in to manage Arsenal with was away against Stoke in the Premier League, and of course, coming to the Britannia Stadium, always a difficult place to go and try and get a result from. And in the last game, we did actually drop 2 points at home to Cardiff City, thanks to that late equaliser by Barbo. So coming into this game, despite how difficult we knew it was going to be, we still really needed the win, to be honest, and get back to winning ways. And also a side note as well, you may have just missed that, feel free to go back and look at it. Per Mertesacker on the bench for Stoke, who of course we gave to Stoke in exchange for a player who was starting this game at centre back, Myrie Williams. I thought that was kind of interesting, but still, we do take on Stoke, and the first incident would fall in the 4th minute here as Nzonzi tackles Aaron Ramsey, and to everyone's surprise, myself included, the referee brings out a straight red card and sends Nzonzi off for the challenge on Ramsey, and I could not work out why. Is it a foul? Probably, because he comes in from behind. Is it a booking? Well, you know, it might have been a harsh booking, but you can see why it might have been. But a red card for that? Really? I didn't think it was a red card myself, but it was given, and Stoke are down to 10 men early on in this game. So I was really surprised about that, you know, I really was, because again, is it a foul? You can see why it would be given as a foul due to the fact he did come in from behind. Is it a booking? Again, if you're being really strict, probably so, you can see why it would be given, but a red card for that I just thought was unbelievably harsh. I just could not work out why the referee would feel the need to go to his pocket and give a red card there. You know, again, a foul, yes, probably so, due to the fact he came from behind. A booking, well, some referees might be harsh enough to give one, but a red card, no way. So Stoke going down to 10 men was going to make the game very difficult for them, and from the free kick as we came through the up the pitch there, the Yang shot was well saved by Begovic, but it was given away in the centre. Joel Campbell wins it back, slots it under the goalkeeper, and the Costa Rica makes it 1-0 to Arsenal. So 10 minutes in, Stoke down to 10 men, Arsenal 1 goal up. It was going to be very difficult for Mark Hughes' side to get themselves back in this game, and in the 23rd minute, a great chance to make it 2-0 here. Joel Campbell finds Yang inside the area. His strike is well saved by the goalkeeper Begovic though, and it is cleared away. So Stoke 0, Arsenal 1 still, but to be honest, after they were down to 10 men, after the red card, after the sending off, it was all Arsenal as you would expect. And as Niang takes the ball around Ryan Shawcross here with the Berber spin, he goes through one-on-one and ends up putting the ball past Begovic and makes it 2-0. So Stoke 0, Arsenal 2. In the game, I wouldn't say the game was as good as done, just 27 minutes in, but it was going to be very unlikely Stoke would get themselves back into this game. You know, being 2-0 up, 27 minutes in, and having a man advantage was just going to be, it was going to be a very difficult challenge for Stoke to play against us now. So 2-0 up, Niang getting the goal there, and surely the game should be ours. And in the 31st minute here, as Campbell crosses the ball in towards Mesut Ozil, Ozil goes for a header as Ryan Shawcross beats him in the air. Ozil does go down there, it kind of happened a bit early, sorry about that, sorry, it didn't happen early. It just happened a little bit too quickly, but Ozil does get an injury, and as you'll see, he does come off at half time. But in the 40th minute though, Miaichi comes forward and Begovic has to make a great save, so it's still 2-0 to Arsenal as we kept on putting the pressure on. And in the 45th minute here, on a stroke of half time, we had ourselves a free kick, and Niang's already got 1 goal in this game. He's standing over this free kick, he takes aim here, it does take a deflection off the wall, wrong foots Begovic and almost goes in, but it does go just wide of the post. So still 2-0, and from the resulting corner, Ryo Miaichi crosses the ball into the centre, he looks for Alexis Sanchez, it goes up in the air, Niang wins the header, and it goes into the back of the net. So Stoke 0, Arsenal 3 in this game, Niang getting his 2nd goal of the game, and the game is now done at half time. You know, there was still chances for Stoke to get back in the game, but the fact they were down to 10 men was going to be too much of a task for them, and Niang's header finds the back of the net there, goes over the defender on the line, and it is Stoke 0, Arsenal 3. So the game is going to be ours, and you know, there was still a half to play, but we knew that Stoke weren't going to come back from this. So Stoke 0, Arsenal 3. 5 minutes after the restart, a great chance to make it 4-0 here. Rodrigo Lazari turns Wanyama and keeps holding the ball. He plays that wide towards Ryo Miaichi. He takes on Kyle Walker down the left-hand side, cuts inside with the Berber spin, gets inside and eventually shoots after a reverse step over, but Begovic makes the save and Shawcross gets it away. So still Stoke 0, Arsenal 3, and in the 63rd minute here, Ramsey tackles Juve, but Juve wins it back, finds Jamie Ness, and well, what a goal this is for Stoke City. It's probably going to be nothing other than a consolation goal, but it is a superb strike by the former Rangers man, and that was just a brilliant brilliant finish there. And again, it probably is going to be nothing other than a consolation goal. You couldn't really see them getting another 2 goals, as that was pretty much the first attempt they'd had all game. But even so, what a superb strike that is. Juve holds off his man, plays the ball to Ness, and what a finish that is. Inside, well, it actually clips the post, doesn't it, and goes into the other side of the net. There is literally nothing that Chris Ince can do about it at full stretch there, and Jamie Ness does make it Stoke 1, Arsenal 3. So a bit of pride restored for Stoke, I guess. You know, it was all one-way traffic for the entire game, really. But Ness does grab themselves a consolation goal there and gets his first goal in the Premier League this season. So Stoke City 1, Arsenal 3, Ness with the goal. But 7 minutes after that goal there, we have a goal kick, and Chris Ince waves everyone forward and plays it through towards Mbai Niang. Niang loses the header, but it comes to Aaron Ramsey. Ramsey plays a great through ball to Debussy. What a ball that is by Ramsey. He's got Lazari in the centre. He picks him out, but Lazari is denied by a great save by Begovic, and it's turned behind for a corner. So still Stoke City 1, Arsenal 3. And in the 90th minute here, it's still 3-1. As we win the ball back with Kieran Gibbs, we play it forward towards Sanchez. Great chance on the break. Niang finds Lazari down his right-hand side. He's got the pace on Shawcross. He's not going to catch up. He's 1-on-1. Can he score? Sadly knocks. Again, it's another great save by Begovic, and Sanchez can't get to the rebound. So final score, Stoke City 1, Arsenal 3, and a deserved win for us, no doubt about it. But even so, still, I'm still sitting there, and even right now, you know, I played this game last night, I'm still sitting there knowing that we were very fortunate to get away with that, because it was never, at least in my opinion, never a red card. But that's just how it is. Sometimes you get luck, sometimes you don't, and that was the case where we did get a lot of luck. But Mesut Ozil did get an injury in that game. There was confirmation he's going to be out for 5 days, but there was an international break anyway, so it wasn't going to really matter. And following that, we had some World Cup qualifiers with England. The first one was against Denmark, and as you can see, against Denmark as well, we had 6 representatives from Arsenal, and 5 of those were playing in the defence, the 4 defenders, and of course the goalkeeper as well, as we won the game by 3-1, so that was kind of nice. And then we had a scouting update as well from our scout based in England. We signed one of these guys, Jermaine Aarons, and the others got either rejected or continued the scouting on. And we also had our second World Cup qualifier against Northern Ireland here. We actually lost the first game against Northern Ireland away, but as for this game here, as we do take on Northern Ireland at home at Wembley, as per usual, we do simulate all the games. Theo Walcott gave us the lead in the 12th minute here, and it was still 1-0 going into the final 15. As you'll see, we did end up winning the game by 2-0 as Rooney scored 4 minutes before time. So final score is 2-0. We win 2 out of 2 in the World Cup qualifiers, and we are very pleased with that. We take on Norwich for the second and final game of today's episode here, as they come to take us on at the Emirates Stadium. So after the win against Stoke, we were feeling very confident after returning to winning ways following the draw against Cardiff City. So our first home game since that disappointing draw against the Welsh club Cardiff. Norwich come and take us on. As you can see by the team lineup, very strong indeed. Definitely fancied our chances of winning the game. To be honest, that's no disrespect to Norwich, but to be honest, I was still thinking this could be quite a difficult game due to the fact that obviously we drew our last home game against Cardiff City, and maybe we'd have a bit of nerves. And the first chance we'd actually fall to Norwich as well, as Will Hughes finds Ricky van Wolfswinkel, and his header goes just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So Norwich did have the first chance of the game, but in the 7th minute we come forward with our first attempt. Alexis Sanchez takes the ball around Olsen with the Berber spin, cuts inside and shoots, but Declan Rudd makes a great save and Norwich get it away. So still Arsenal 0, Norwich 0, and on the half an hour mark here, Lazari picks the ball up for us and runs at the defender, beats him and finds Mbai Niang, and Mbai Niang has loads of room to gallop. He takes his time, beats the last defender, and finesses the ball past Declan Rudd and makes it Arsenal 1, Norwich 0. So 1-0 up in this game, 31 minutes in, Niang getting the goal. That's his 3rd goal in 2 games, and you know, this guy is just absolutely incredible, and of course we've known that since the West Bromwich Albion days, and this is exactly why I was so desperate to get the guy back into the team, because he's scoring so many goals already in his first season at his new club. And you know, when he was playing for PSG, we did use him on the right wing, and you know, most of you guys did point out he was kind of wasted out there, even though I never like to admit it. He didn't get involved in the play that much, but playing up top with Lazari, you know, it just shows how good this guy is as a striker. That's his 12th goal in the Premier League already, and he does make it Arsenal 1, Norwich 0. And in the 40th minute here, Norwich try and get themselves back on level terms. Will Hughes finds Laborda. Laborda takes it around his man and finds Smith. Smith then holds the ball up here, gets past his man and shoots. Chris Ince makes a save, and Laborda heads the ball in and makes it Arsenal 1, Norwich 1. So Arsenal 1, Norwich 1, Laborda with the goal. Ince probably could have done a little bit better there as he parried the ball straight into the path of Laborda, but even so, just really poor defending from me, to be honest. I should have got the ball away, should have made a block somewhere or a tackle somewhere. It was just quite quite simple for Norwich really, and they did equalise. And to be honest, they did have a pretty decent first half. You know, they had quite a few attempts, and as I mentioned coming into the game, I did feel a little bit nervous. No, we did draw our last home game against Cardiff, and as you can see, this is exactly why. I wasn't defending very well, wasn't looking very confident, and Laborda does make it Arsenal 1, Norwich 1. So going into the second half with the score at 1-1, Norwich did have the first chance of the second half. They crossed the ball into the centre here, and the header goes, well, it's on target, and Christiansen makes a good save and turns it behind for a corner. So still 1-1, Norwich having the best chance of the second half so far. But a few minutes later, Lazari's on the ball for us here, turns his man and gets tackled. It comes to Niang. He turns around his man and shoots from range, but Declan Rudd makes a very good save and turns it behind for a corner. So good stop there by the goalkeeper, and it was still 1-1. And 7 minutes later, another good chance for us here as Joel Campbell crosses the ball in. It's not really dealt with, and it comes away towards Aaron Ramsey. Ramsey flicks it on towards Niang, and he's just my boy. He's my boy, and Niang scores again for us, his 13th goal of the season in the Premier League so far. Arsenal 2, Norwich 1, 23 minutes to go, and how about this for a finish? He flicks the ball on with his head, and then with his weaker left foot volleys the ball into the bottom corner. And Declan Rudd, who was actually having quite a good game up until this point, well, there was nothing he could do about that. A brilliant strike by Niang, and you guys are seeing exactly why this guy had to come back to our team, because he does make it 2-1, and we do win the game by 2-1. So very, very pleased with that. My boy getting another goal, 13 goals in the Premier League already. What a start to his Arsenal career he's having, and he does help us win this game by 2-1. So that is going to end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. I really do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, please do leave a like, so it is much appreciated, and of course it really does help my channel out, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.